Hello, my hosts, and welcome to a new Factorio stream. Today, we are going to be looking into fixing up our ongoing problem with not enough red and purple circuits. So, let's get right into that. And here we are. All right. Now, I am thinking we're going to put our new mega plant up here. So let's just drive ourselves out there. Do we have a spare? Yep, we've got a spare one of those. And fuel. I'm gonna go here. All right. Now, what our mission's going to be, actually to work out a way of doing this. Which is super effective. I'm also noticing that we are full of... Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Where's the T intersection? Used to have T. Didn't I have a T intersection on this? There we are. I'm gonna have to move you slightly. One like that. And we'll go train book again. There we go. Just want to move it out of range. There we go. There's an iron patch there, which is fine. And we'll paste a bit more. There we go. This would be that. I think there's an entire peninsula up here. Not sure if that continues outwards, but that's okay. Go for second T section. Okay, So what I am thinking is we use a slightly different strategy to the one before. Now, so far I haven't used logistics logistics bots, but I think it is time to make heavy use of them. So just checking. Bot pick up. Why are you red? Green? Green? Right. So... unloading platforms. Where is... actually going to use the bot drop off here. Let's try that again. Where's bot drop off? I'll get a full copy of you. The goal is this is going to probably end up being almost to a greater or lesser degree self-constructing, because the idea I'm going to be careful because there's a chance that trains will start running along here now. The idea is that we're going to have this entirely done through logistics bots. And cool. It's a pity we can't set signals on this, but anyway. You come up here. And all right. And connect this up to the power. Oh, I actually need white okay. Build train. Come. Over there. Where's that? Message present. Gonna wait till my build train gets here. I'm out of signals as well. Oh. Where are you, build train? You're not on the list. Ah. Hey, Spectra. How are you going? Good to see you. It is going quite well at the moment. And just waiting for my build train to arrive. I'll dump off some of this junk. I'm gonna... Oh, okay. Just stopped work on coding project for the night. Ah, okay. Cool. What are you working on coding, if I may ask? Ah! The classic starter project. Good to see you're working on that. I'm guessing you're also doing the AI for it as well? Alright. Getting all loaded up. Once we've finished like that, we'll head back to this new spot. I picked it up because it seems simple enough. I can't think of a pokey. Yeah, when I say a starter project, I mean it's a project that people often use to teach themselves a bit more about programming, because it has a whole lot of the key elements and it allows you to sort of like grow from that. Oh, and I'm programming the AI. Excellent. This. All right, and we'll let this go. And I'm going to search for roboports. There we go. I'm going to need a few of those. Hi, Snowy. Yeah. How are you doing today? I hope it is well. Now we can copy one of these. Where is my unloader? We can copy this one here. It's just going to be a random number generator. If it lands on the spot that's already taken, it'll generate another number. Ah! The BOGO sort approach to AI. I approve. And copy that like that. And I'm going to change the name of this to CU plate pickup drop off. There. Ah, try and get there, Factorio though. It has a degree of complexity to it. I will not Why have you not reset? Ah, set filters. And we run. Where's my red wires got to? Ah, there they are. Like that. Like that. And get rid of that. You there. And what I'm doing is these are inserters and they pick up stuff out of trains and I'm telling them what to pick. There we go. Only if it needs to build with 1 to 9, it's probably got just to randomize instead of taking parts out of the equation. Oh, that's too many. That's probably enough. There we go. And we change that to copper. And I'm low on signals. Let's get some signals up. Is there signals in you? Nope. Okay. Also connect this up to the power. We've got radar coverage. All right. Let's get build train. Today. And also want to set this enable train limit 1. And do the same thing over here. Enable train limit 1. All right. Yeah. So far I've got all the graphics done and the logic for the board. I just need to make the AI interact it and make it recognize when the game is finished. Ah, yes. That tells me that the need signals. Train signals. Yep. Once you've done the sort of automate the random solution, you might want to look into doing the sort of like the next step. Why isn't that switching you off? Condition T. Less than 100. T less than 100. Okay, Y less than 100. Total logistics box. There we go. All right. Okay. Yeah. Learning how to do the AI for a game of tic-tac-toe isn't actually that... is a good next step, so something I would suggest you try out. Go figure out how my randomizer get by without being really biased towards low numbers. Ah! You are running probably into a fairly common problem with the modulus bias. Simp sniper monkey position. Present. I can't explain the solution off the top of my head. If I just do 1 to 9, I'll take 1 to 3 over. Yeah. I do know the correct way to solve it. I'll actually... what I'll do is I will... oh, that's the wrong place. After I get off of the stream, I'll put a explanation in my community post on how to debias random number generators. Which, curiously enough, was my job for a period of time. Of course, I used to work for a lottery company, and as you would expect, having unbiased random number generators is a key feature for that type of role. I even had to write a formal paper to the government to explain how I could prove that my random number generation was unbiased. There we go. My current idea is to generate it from 1 to 9 and then divide it by 10. That is one way. Probably not the best way, but it's a good early attempt. Right. So, what I want... did I get the requester chests? Active provider, storage chest, requester chest. Cool. So, heading out here on assembly machine. And we go... I can keep on... select recipe for assembling. Production. Intermediate products. Green. request the chest. That I'm using is time null. That's a good enough seed for what you are doing. That's probably not what's causing the bias. What's most likely causing the bias is the fact that numbers aren't being divided quite evenly. And there's a thing called a modulus bias in random numbers, so that's probably what's causing the problem. And there we go. Does that go to the full extent of the... Yeah, cool. And go out to a... passive provider chest like that. Go copy, paste. All right. They'll need copper cables as well. So we put in productivity modules there. We'll copy that structure. And we'll change that to cable. Now, if I remember correctly, we need a ratio of 3 of these to every 2 of these, so... Alright. Like that. And we can now just scale this up to an arbitrary extent. Wondering if we should have beaconed it, but I think that will be something for the next generation of this thing. Get rid of those and paste. Okay. There we go. So I think picking a slot, the only way the AI can play smartly is to hard code a lot of logic, but maybe I'll think of a better way in the morning. That's often a good strategy, just putting off in the morning, but I would suggest, if you think about the program, looking to see what alternating between the best strategy of the person you're fighting against versus the run. It's 2.5 working on. Ah. All right. Yeah, that is a common feeling when working on a computer project, to spending hours and hours pushing against something. Granted, some of those weren't spent being fully productive. Again, welcome to the life of being a programmer. And we'll copy that module over to here. The idea is we can now expand this to be arbitrarily large. There we go. Oh, we out of power poles as well, and blue boxes. If you were to code a TikTok toe game, how long do you think it would take for me? Oh. It would depend on what features you wanted. But I would say it would be a small task. So only yeah. Basically, you eventually learn not to give estimates in time in sort of days. Rather, you just sort of compare tasks to being small, big, or large. Because it ends up being a much more effective way of sort of like estimating utility. Oh, estimating, not utility, sorry. Load on yourself. And grab all of them. Grab all of them as well. And I'm just going to stick you all in here. And I'm going to need some more blue things as well. And power poles. Power poles. Yeah. Right. And yeah. But I mean, you are in no way being sort of slower than the typical programmer with that class of task. Okay, and blue. Thanks. Current features ASCII art for the board, AI play against, and proofing in some sense that it won't break the game by putting something weird. Yeah. I know what will assembler. Blue assembly machine pickup. There we are. I'd say about 2 days of full-time work on that. Send you off on your way. And load you all into there. Yeah. And I'm just going to wait for the power poles to arrive as well. And probably want to link this to there. It's a little bit weird and asymmetric, but will work. You're connected. You're connected. We need blue. Logistics. Boxes. There we go. And where is the power poles? I thought I'd ordered them up. Yep, they're coming as well. They look really slow. Ah, they're stuck behind other traffic. There we go. What would change if you were just coding it in an online compiler that has basically a serial monitor? That would probably extend it quite a lot of time. All right. Gonna go grab all the passive provider chests. Stick them in here. And request the chests. Stick those in there. And we'll send you off on your way. And yes, it definitely changed. It also changed quite dramatically depending on the familiarity I had with the language I was using. There we go. Send you off. And next one should be power poles, hopefully. Yep. There we go. Which languages am I familiar with? Perl, Python, C, C++ to some extent. I'm teaching myself Rust, Lisp, Scheme, C#, PHP, but I won't admit it to anybody. Golang. they're basically they're the languages I will put in my resume. Oh, I forgot Haskell, yes. Haskell as well. There we go. It is a lot, but once you know the basics of a few programming languages, you can convert a lot of your skills in one into other ones. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's sort of the green. What is the difference between C, C#, and C++? A lot. C is... Well, the C philosophy was to make a programming language that was very similar to how computers work on the most basic levels. So it is a very fast language, but it's a very difficult language to program into because you've got to take into account a lot of stuff other languages would do for you. While... just move this up there. C++ was basically C with added concepts from what is called object-oriented programming. But honestly, when they were designing the language, they ended up throwing almost everything into it, and it's a bit of a mess. Then C# is pretty clean and it's sort of like, I would say it's like C++, but with more of a clear design philosophy with it. And the other advantage of C# is that it does memory management for you. Okay. Now, for red circuits, we're going to need green circuits and copper cable. Oh, sorry, plastic. That's the one thing we're going to add here. So move up to middle of that section. And pull. Join power along here. Of course, that's I would say an oversimplification. Why don't we have power? Did something get cut off? Okay. Right, okay. We need more power. But thankfully we have... Where is our power plant? There's our power plant. I remember adding assembly languages segments directly via the C preprocessor. C# is a Microsoft-based quasi C++ with a whole lot of nice things that makes it easy to work with. C# I'm currently learning. Yep. Is a language necessarily cleaner than another? Clean's a very subjective thing. It's sort of like about unneeded complexity and a feeling of good structure. It's sort of like one language can seem like it's a hodgepodge of different elements that don't gel well together, while another language can have a more sort of clear vision of thing. I say being clean makes it easier to code in more or less because of it makes it easier to maintain. Clean doesn't necessarily make it faster, and in fact a lot of the dirty fit elements of just plain C, a lot of the dirty elements of just plain C are there to make C run faster, because it lets you do sort of tricky stuff that's faster but more dangerous, I would say. Plastic drop off, set that. Set you to look for plastic. Set you for plastic. There. Inline assemblies. Yeah, exactly. That's a very... that is very clearly an example of something that you shouldn't be doing in a well-designed language, but C lets you do it because it is just faster that way. All right. Okay. Ah. Well, there are... I'll put this here. Different levels of... Actually, just going to change that to red. There... How to explain it? There are levels of abstraction in computing. And the lowest and most close to what the computer is actually doing is called assembly language. But nobody programs in assembly... Oh, most people don't program in assembly language because it is a little bit too complex for humans to handle. So we make use of... higher level languages like C to handle that complexity for us. But the thing is, the C can... The higher the language and the more abstract you go, the slower the language, the slower the things tend to be. Which is why people use higher level languages. Sorry, why people use inline functions that say use this very, very tightly optimized bit of code to get the same thing. Have to take a break, Q. Need to rest, but it's good. It's good overview. Ah, thanks, Zoe. And rest well. Okay. Copy that. Paste in there as well. That's like that. Catch you all later. Have fun. Thanks. We're gonna need some more bots. And just logistics box, pick up. You come over there. And it's a massive demand on our factory because it's starting to build all these all of these stuff. This has gone... Hold on. Oh, it's still... It's just the sheer time it takes to deploy those things. Okay. Quest chest. Passive provider. We're getting a lot of green circuits here. Cool. I'll put you in there. How much does... I would say it's only noticeable if the program is very big and it's something that is sort of critical to the operation of the programming language. And often you don't notice it at all. So I'm just going to make sure that we are... What's the overlay for... We've got to make sure that these two things are joined. Where's my... Oh, there it is. There. Okay. I'm just going to wait until all of those get plonked down. We're out of red requester chests. We just... I'll let... Bit confused why it thinks it needs more red requester chests. Anyway, we... let that continue to operate. Unless we've got another division between... things. I also probably want one of those there. There we go. So if Minecraft, for example, was written in C++ at the start, it would have been noticeably better. It would have been probably noticeably faster. Better's harder to say. Because... it might have been faster. It probably would have been faster. But it might not have been written as fast. So it might have taken longer to write, basically. There we go. Because they would have had to take a whole... And... Alright. There. Now for the case it would be bugs that might never have occurred. Yeah. That is possible as well. And there. And you, copy that to that. Ah, cool. I'm not sure why... So we are getting red circuits now. Cool. Can then copy this over to the other side. Sure, we've got it lined up. I want to add probably add a radar here. Oh, we've got a radar? No, we don't. I'll add a radar here. It's all sad that Bedrock turned into the phone version of the game instead of the legacy. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be difficult to sort of like handle the fact that there are two versions and they in some ways can never be reconciled. There we go. What are we low on? Really? I think that's just because it's me. All right. And probably put another station there. Connect it up to the power. Wouldn't have to deal with the big difference between versions, and maybe even crossplay between them could be natively possible. Yeah. I'm going to search blue. Machine pick up. You come along here. Passenger present. Just wait for that. Oh. Actually, they haven't. I don't need that. There we go. So it's gotten so buggy due to being run on underpowered devices. I don't think being run on underpowered devices results in it being buggy. But the compromises sometimes you have to make for low power does cause that. Well, probably do a thing there. I believe it was the reason why the Render Dragon engine was made, and ever since it implemented that the game has gotten more and more unstable. Yeah. That could well be the case. Oh, it's expanding this power out. How are we going for power? Still running into power limitations, but we can see the power is actually growing. And we didn't actually need you yet. So we'll send you off on your way. And probably have a... Remember playing the game once and it would just lose all textures? Whoa. Well, talk about underpowered. How slow that is, unloading those things. Alright. And solar. Still being loaded up. It's so far away. All right. And I'll probably build a red circuit loading station next. But at the moment, I think I'm probably going to take a break and continue with something else tomorrow. Let's just check my schedule. There we go. Let's head back to my main room. Thank you, everybody, for keeping me company as I streamed. Today, we started on building a big red circuit factory. We've got the first steps of that done. Fortunately, it's consumed all of our power, so we have to grow our power stations as well. Tomorrow, we are going to be playing, as we're saying, the topic of discussion, Minecraft, where I will be working on our raid farm. So, hope you will join me for that. Thank you very much. If it's your first time watching, either live or in the archives, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you later. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Bye-bye.